Mexico is a linguistically diverse country with many indigenous languages, but here are 5 of the most widely spoken languages. 1. Spanish, main language, spoken by the vast majority of Mexicans. History, brought by Spanish colonizers in the 16th century. Usage, it's the official language and used in government, media, and education. 2. Nahuatl, indigenous language, spoken by around 1.5 million people, mainly in central Mexico. History, the language of the Aztecs. It has influenced modern Spanish, especially in place names and food, like chocolate and tomato. Usage, still spoken in rural communities and taught in some schools. 3. Maya, Yucatec Maya, indigenous language, spoken by over 800,000 people, primarily in the Yucatan Peninsula. History, a language from the ancient Maya civilization. Usage, commonly spoken in everyday life in the region with cultural and historical significance. 4. Mixtec, indigenous language, spoken by around 500,000 people, mainly in the southern states like Oaxaca, Puebla, and Guerrero. History, Mixtec is part of the Otomanguean language family. Usage, still spoken in many rural areas, often alongside Spanish. 5. Zapotec, indigenous language, spoken by approximately 450,000 people, mainly in Oaxaca. History, Zapotecs have a long history in the region, with ancient written records. Mexico is home to incredible linguistic diversity, with 68 national languages, including Spanish, and 67 indigenous languages. These indigenous languages belong to 11 language families and include hundreds of dialects. While Spanish is the dominant language, spoken by nearly everyone, millions of people speak indigenous languages, preserving their cultural heritage across various regions of the country. The Aztec Empire was ethnically diverse and not predominantly made up of people who identified as Aztecs. The Mexica were the ruling group, but the empire encompassed many other ethnic groups, including the Tlaxcalans, Mixtecs, Zapotecs, and others. The actual percentage of Mexica or Aztec ethnicity within the empire is difficult to determine, as the empire was more of a political and military alliance than a homogeneous ethnic state. The Mexica themselves likely made up a relatively small percentage of the overall population, especially since the empire included millions of people across central Mexico, most of whom belonged to other indigenous groups.